Hi guys, happy New Year's. My New Year's took a little bit of a turn this year, and I actually ended up in the emergency clinic for 5 hours, but all festivities were still celebrated. This footage is from New Year's Eve. I got some toshikoshi soba, which is traditional to eat on New Year's Eve, and then afterwards we watched Kohaku, which is the Japanese end of the year show. A lot of Japan's major music artists were there, along with some K-pop groups. I did hear it was a bit controversial having Korean groups perform, but I do think most of the groups this year, except for TXT, had at least one Japanese member. And then we ate some daifuku and went to bed. Previously I'd been under the weather, but the next day I realized I needed to go to the doctor very urgently, so we ended up having to go to the emergency clinic because all other clinics in the area were closed, and I waited 5 hours in a room full of people with extreme flu and COVID symptoms. And then I realized, even though I received it in the mail fairly recently, my health insurance had expired, so I went to the ward while still in queue, and they refused to give me a temporary card because during New Year's the ward only deals with deaths and divorces. So we went back, and I was really afraid that they were gonna refuse service to me, but they just said I had to pay for the full cost of treatment, which in Japan is a lot cheaper than at least what you would see in the US. So I ended up paying around 70 USD, and then finally got my antibiotics and left the clinic. And then I was not gonna let that ruin the rest of my day, so ended up going to a shrine. Apparently this year is also my unlucky year, so anyone who is 22 years old, make sure to go to the shrine to pray and turn this year into a non-unlucky year. After the shrine we headed home, unboxed our little good luck kagami mochi, and then ate our first meal of the day, osechi, which is traditional Japanese New Year food. And that was it for my New Year. Hope you guys are starting out yours on a happier and healthier note.